Hello, welcome back. Congratulations. We're not dead yet. David Chipman's Goon Squad didn't burn down our house and kill our dogs after the last episode. So we have Tap Rack Bang Ep.6 ready to shit on Chipman and talk all kinds of cool stuff about guns and look into the world of your Second Amendment rights. I'm your host, Ryan Frazier. With me, as always, riding shotgun is the Tactical Tackle, Tyler Witzke. Welcome to the program, pal.
Thank you. Glad to be here for the sixth time now, sixth episode.
Six of them.
We got some exciting news coming across the nation here, and
Yeehaw!
some also not so good news, but we'll handle that.
We'll talk about it. No big whoop. But last week's comments challenge wasn't a fun movie quote. It wasn't any silly gun stuff like that. We told you to call your senators and tell them to oppose the confirmation of David Chipman, and it looks to me like the pro-gun bullies across the nation were up to the challenge, and I got a feeling that the DC swamp rats are feeling the pressure from our viewers.
Yeah, our viewers and members totally kicked ass, but
if you haven't called your senators yet,
yes,
shame on you. Press pause. We'll wait.
Yep.
Call your senator.
Do it now.
Tell them to oppose David Chipman's confirmation. We'll wait. I'm looking at you. Okay, and moving on. We'll have some more fun with this week's comments challenge.
Yep.
So I want to know, when you're going with the boys or the girls or whomever you go to the range with, and you walk up to the firing line and you want to look like a badass, what is your go-to gun movie quote you want to drop before you shoot your shot? Tyler, do you got a go-to?
So my favorite is to pick up the biggest gun I have and say hello to my little friend.
Say hello to my little friend.
Ooh, Scarface.
Yeah,
always a classic.
always.
That's a good one. Of course, you have to shoot it from the hip like him. And if you're all...
It's a little discouraged in some places.
Shooting from the hip, just shooting a 40-millimeter grenade into the wall, also frowned upon.
Right.
I think Hasta La Vista Baby is a timeless classic. Terminator 2, you can't beat Arnold Schwarzenegger in the greatest action movie of all time.
Hasta la vista, baby.
But I also have a go-to line for when I make a sweet headshot after the shot. I like to go into a little Pulp Fiction and say, oh man, I shot Marvin in the face.
Oh man, I shot Marvin in the face.
That's always some good fun. But comment below.
Awesome.
Go-to movie quote for looking like a gangster at the range.
Yep.
I think this should be a fun one. But with that out of the way, let's move on to the bullet points. We've been talking about Texas for weeks now. The bill has been there. It's out of the legislature. We're waiting on Governor Abbott to get her done.
What's taking so long?
What's taking so long? Just do it.
Just do it.
Do it, man!
You already promised he would sign it.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Nothing's happened yet. Yep. So
Yeah.
keep the pressure on if you're in Texas. Keep contacting Governor Abbott. Tell him to sign constitutional carry into law right now.
Because we're wanting to smoke up some brisket and eat some thick toast and do all things Texas in our Texas constitutional carry victory party. But we can't do that yet, so could you help us out by calling Texas? Call the whole state of Texas. We'll put Texas's phone number on the screen, or maybe just Governor Abbott's, I suppose.
I think Governor Abbott.
Okay, or call him first and then call all of Texas and tell him to pass constitutional carry. Just sign it, get her done, so we can say don't mess with Texas and have a big old party.
Right.
But Louisiana, we've been talking about constitutional carry in Louisiana as well. What's the news there? Any movement?
Constitutional carry has passed.
Have it passed? Have
Excuse
you been
my
watching
list.
too many David Chipman videos?
I think so.
Sorry. I won't
Anyway,
make fun of you.
I really can't stand that guy. But anyway, so Louisiana has passed constitutional carry out of both chambers, and now it is on to Governor Edwards to sign the law, which he has signaled he will not do.
He ain't going to do it because he's a punk.
He will veto it. But the good news is the bill has passed both chambers with veto-proof majorities.
Are they Don veto-proof majorities?
I don't think so.
A certain demographic of viewers will get that
Yeah.
reference, but that one was for you. So this one's all about time. They need to hurry up, get it to the governor. He can veto it, get it back to the legislature. That's a word I stumble over every week here on the Tap Rack Bang podcast, and I'll never get it down, so don't hold your breath.
So there will be a link in the description down below to find the lawmakers there in Louisiana.
And call all of Louisiana too.
Yeah,
call them all.
Put Louisiana's phone number right on the screen, Christian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can we get Drew Brees on the phone?
Ooh,
Drew Brees might help us out there.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, we'll call Drew Brees. Call the Louisiana legislature. Call all of Louisiana, and that would be potentially 6 states 1 year for constitutional carry. That's wild.
That's nuts.
I'm fired up about it.
Right, me too.
Yeah. Cool. So constitutional carry stuff. Hopefully good things in 2 states. But moving on, we got some legal battles that are actually about more the First Amendment than the Second Amendment, but there's definitely some big implications for the pro-gun bullies and NAGR members and anyone who's ever given a damn about the Second Amendment. What up with that?
All right, so I got to read from my notes here because I'm no lawyer and I can't memorize all this legal jargon. So
y'all can't see, but this is written with a crayon on Tyler's end here, so bear with us.
So in 2010... that our then Attorney General, now Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, demanded to increase regulations against political organizations like NAGR. And namely, they want to know the names and personal information of donors to political organizations just like NAGR. And so we filed an amicus brief with this case. It's the Americans for Prosperity versus Bobby Bonta. Bobby.
Don't you want a Bonta?
Exactly.
I don't want a Bonta.
No.
Yeah, and when we say we filed a brief, it was actually the National Foundation for Gun Rights.
Our legal arm.
Our legal arm. We getting her done in the legislatures and in the courts, fighting for your rights. And yeah, from Kamala to Becerra to now Don't You Want a Bonta, they're trying to get a list of the pro-gun bullies and NAGR members and frontline defenders. And the National Foundation for Gun Rights says, not only no, but shit no, you ain't getting nothing. We're going to fight this one tooth and nail, and we're not giving up your names. They can't have it because I sure as shit don't trust California with a list of pro-gun patriots.
No, and this is not the first instance of this sort of scheme that we've seen. Montana's been doing it. Mm-hmm. You know, we've been fighting that in the courts as well. But I think Dave Warrington, he's one of our lawyers here, he put it best that if they start chipping away at other rights, it gives them more leverage to chip away at the Second Amendment.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think they're sick of losing in Congress, so they're finding all these little weaselly ways to try and push their agenda. And I think this is kind of like gangster intimidation tactics, trying to get lists of pro-gun Americans and thinking, scaring us into caving, but we ain't scared.
No.
I ain't scared.
And they want this to be public information. Donors
not happening. Rest assured, if you support NAGR, the National Foundation for Gun Rights, if you're a viewer of this podcast, your information is safe.
Yep. And check out gunrightsfoundation.org. You can donate to help us get this court case.
Tax deductably even.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty nifty. Yeah, so you're giving a middle finger to California. You're protecting lists of pro-gun Americans. Yep. And you're not giving so much money to the federal government. All good things.
Yep.
Woo, I like that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but as I was saying, they can't get crap done legislatively, so they're resorting to all these dumb tactics. That's on the legal front. But Joe Biden's new favorite tactic to try and push gun control in America seems to revolve around the ATF. And between the nomination of David Chipman, who I hope y'all watched last episode because we gave some special love to him, but between that and the ghost gun ban, and now the reviving of the pistol brace ban that the pro-gun bullies killed back in December, it seems that this is their new tactic is trying to use the ATF as their personal gun grabbing agency,
non-legislative body making law.
Yep, unelected bureaucrats.
Exactly.
Trying to pass laws, trying to regulate guns, trying to confiscate guns and outlaw stuff. And that's why we need to, like we asked you before, I hope you do it again if you didn't already, or even if you did, call your senators, tell them to oppose David Chipman. Make sure you're leaving comments on the ATF's comment portal for both the ghost gun ban rule, which is already active, and then when the pistol brace rule becomes active, leave a comment down there. We'll put links in the description box to our petition pages for those as well. So that way, 2 is 1, 1 is none. So why not leave a comment and have a petition get hand delivered to the ATF? We can bombard their building with comments and petitions
from pro-gun Americans.
Yeah, but definitely starts with keeping David Chipman out of that.
Yep.
I think I'm going to go ahead and make a sweeping declaration and announce my candidacy. Biden wants to nominate Chipman to head up ATF, but once we kick his ass and send him packing back to Giffords and every town, I want to be a man with solutions, and I think I'm ready to head up ATF, and my first act will be to completely dissolve it as a federal agency. So why don't you also call your senators and tell them to confirm Ryan Frazier as director of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. Yeah, cigarettes and beer and guns and fire.
We're in the Bureau of Beer and Fire and Cigarettes.
Sounds like a fun time.
Yeah, so make those calls as well. I think that's probably the most important political fight of the past 1,000 years is confirming Ryan Frazier to direct ATF.
Major priority.
Private thing.
All right. Do you have anything else?
I don't think so.
Cool. Bullet points. In the books. We started a segment last week called What's in the Box, and we're going to bring it back. We got a pretty red and black box this time with some Italian word on here. I don't know if last time I thought it was a box of cheese. Maybe it's some sort of box of Benelli.
What do we say before we open this?
What's in the box? Cue Brad Pitt.
What's in the box?
Pull it out.
Ooh, I like this one. I already know I like this one. So we got a special treat for you. This one speaks to my Marine heart. A beautiful Benelli M4. Was this titanium Cerakote?
Titanium Cerakote.
Oh, that's hot. What do you know about this bad boy here, Tyler?
It's a gas-operated, semi-automatic shotgun. It's got a cool little pistol grip.
I feel
there.
like John Wick right now.
Right.
Oh man.
And regardless of its purpose and its uses, you just look like a badass with it.
Right.
So
here's my campaign photo for ATF director right here.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. You want to molest this for a few minutes because it feels good.
So there's just those sounds in the
look at
gun world, that are just pretty.
Tyler, would you look at it?
I'm looking at it. Let me talk. So there are just sounds in the gun world that, just yeah, I'm not going to get into that, but how sweet does this sound? It's can you hear that?
Ooh, yeah. I just went from 6 to midnight.
Stop it!
Wow. That's, yeah. So yeah, it's a pretty awesome semi-auto shotgun. I haven't had much time with it, but
yeah, unfortunately, in my time in the Marine Corps, I never got to do anything with it. This may trigger some PTSD to a lot of Marines trying to get past PMO, because this is the military police. They're always strapped with a shotgun, but by golly, it is sexy.
it is.
I always say, would it kill you to buy American? But I could get on board with this.
You can't go wrong with
Italian piece of work here. They know how to make a shotgun. I tell you.
Right. All right.
I want it. All right.
Enough staring at it.
Yep. All right. Look, we're gonna clean up our drool off the table here over this Benelli, and time to move on to shooting blanks.
Just throw it all the way,
Right.
Where we dive into the internet. Tyler figures out how to use a tablet here, and we look at silly, dumb gun stuff from politicians and jabronis and all kinds of losers on the interwebs. What do we got first?
First up, we got a tweet from David Chu.
Bless you.
So David posted this picture, and he mentions how he's from San Francisco, so doesn't know anything about guns, obviously.
Yeah.
But he said, finding the discarded packaging of a semi-automatic on a leisurely weekend walk was disturbing, particularly during this month's surge of gun violence in San Francisco. Hashtag end gun violence. Hashtag enough is enough. What stands out to you about this photo?
I've bought a Glock or two in my day, and I don't remember them ever coming in a translucent plastic package like that.
No.
I think if we jump to the next picture here, the next tweet, he comes to realize that what he's looking at is actually an airsoft gun, which is hilarious. But this goes on to just prove how spineless these gun grabbers are these days. I don't know. I always want to read it in the same voice, but leisurely weekend walks was disturbing. I think David Chu probably needs to go to his cry room for a little bit to get over seeing the wrapper from a toy gun here. But
I think what's funny is the next tweet. So he tweeted again, I deleted an earlier tweet that misidentified a Glock 19 air pistol. While not a semi-automatic, it's still disturbing to see remnants of a weapon that can cause injury, especially in an area where young kids play, and while we are dealing with a surge of gun violence in San Francisco.
It is truly disturbing to find a toy in an area where kids play.
Exactly.
This cat likes to say disturbing a lot. I think he's very easily disturbed. He's very frail.
Remnants of a weapon.
A weapon. An airsoft gun.
Yeah. This guy's an idiot.
Not even shooting blanks. This is shooting, like, BB blanks.
Yeah.
I don't know. It would suck to, like, I think it's a picture of his kid on his shoulders there, and that poor child of his is just going to have a really sad life. Every kid grows up with a Red Ryder.
Yeah.
Squirt guns or Nerf guns or airsoft guns, and I guess if that kid, whether it's a boy or girl, bring home a toy that actually is cool, it's going to disturb daddy, and it's going to turn into a whole big thing. And it's just a damn shame that this is what's becoming of the American male.
Yep.
But we're fighting back. I know you all. You don't put up with this crap. The pro gun bullies out there. You're buying your kids Red Riders like real Americans, and even real 22s and real rifles and shotguns.
You're going all out with your daughter.
My baby girl's got a bolt action 22 already.
Hell yeah.
She's a real American. Our sincerest apologies to David Chu's child, because that's going to be a pretty sad, lame childhood.
But David, you are shooting blanks. What do we got next?
Touchscreen.
All right.
Call me crazy, but I hope someday women have more rights than guns do. There's no regulation on guns at all.
No.
So yeah, I think
my gun can vote.
According to this, in certain states you need to keep your women locked up when you leave the house without them. Safe storage of women laws.
Yeah.
And what do we have to say? Can we put a suppressor on a woman? Is that?
Oh no.
Is that it?
Oh no. You'll get in
trouble.
trouble.
My wife's not watching.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, does that mean you can't take your wife through airport security?
Must be.
It's just nuts.
Yeah, nonsense.
All right. Privacy camp, whatever you are, you're shooting blanks. Next.
And they probably hijacked this cowgirl who's probably cool and has a gun too.
I can see her with a nice single action revolver.
Yeah. Shit.
All right, moving on. You
Privacy
suck.
Camp. Privacy camp sounds like the most lame summer camp in the world.
It does.
Everywhere I go, I'm late. Everywhere I go, I'm late. My grandma runs faster than you, and she's only got one leg.
Ooh, this one, a bona fide Tap Rack Bang alumni, frequent guest of the show, and certified Magnum packing patriot, and just a good old boy down in Texas. We talked about him earlier. Chris McNutt had a silly experience dealing with TSA, and kind of similar to the crybaby worrying about airsoft guns. What's going on with this Facebook post here?
The executive director of Texas Gun Rights, Chris McNutt, has this awesome lapel pin of an M4/AR-15. Little tiny, just about that big. And so he posted this on Facebook, and there's a picture of the lapel pin. He said, "I'm so thankful America's best and brightest are keeping the airports safe. This is a form of real conversation about my lapel pin with the Denver TSA yesterday. Quote, does it shoot? It doesn't shoot, does it?" Calls another TSA agent and supervisor over to further investigate.
That should take at least 3 to 5 officers to verify that this little die-cast piece of metal lapel pin doesn't shoot.
This is nuts.
That's just a whole new level of stupid on there.
Right. There's not much to say about it, just how stupid it is.
Are you trying to bring down a jumbo jet with this thing, sir? That's what this looks like.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can't shoot anything with that.
For once, I'm at a loss for words.
Right. And
yeah, more blanks being shot.
And that'll do it for shooting blanks.
That'll do it for shooting blanks.
Yeah.
That'll do it for episode 6 of Tap Rack Bang. As always, we invite you to help build the show by liking, subscribing, sharing with your friends, and ringing that Liberty Bell to get the alarm of freedom every time a Tap Rack Bang podcast drops. Also, visit nationalgunrights.org. You got all kinds of good stuff on there. You got news, got bill tracking, you got petitions to sign to keep you active in the fight to save the Second Amendment.
And keep in mind, all those petitions we mentioned will be down below in the description.
Takes 5 seconds. Click on it. Sign it.
Yep.
Easy.
Also, if you want to help out the foundation and get this court case moving along and hopefully
protect the privacy of pro-gun bullies,
exactly.
Man.
Go to
We're
Gun
all in
Rights
this together, not just Californians.
Exactly. Go to gunrightsfoundation.org. Chip
Tax
in
deductible.
there. Tax deductible donations. If you want to help out the podcast, go to nagr.link/TRB6.
6. Can you believe it?
Yep. And check us out on the podcast stations.
Mm-hmm.
Podbean, Stitcher, Spotify, and Google.
Yeah, Apple's still being stupid.
Yeah.
They don't want the message of freedom on Apple, but we'll see what we can do about that. But for the time being, keep watching where you watch it, except Apple because they suck.
Yep. And that'll do it. All right. Woo!